Deep in the rural landscape of West Bengal sits the village of Shalbon. Its outskirts are defined by a narrow, unpaved dirt path, a road the community has effectively abandoned to the forest. Local history tells of a newlywed bride who vanished on this stretch of road decades ago. According to the elders, her spirit remained behind, making the path a place to be strictly avoided after the sun goes down. This collective fear created a psychological barrier that few dared to cross. By staying away, the villagers unknowingly ensured that a physical crime scene remained undisturbed for over 40 years. Superstition served as a more effective deterrent than any physical cordon, keeping the ground and its secrets perfectly preserved. Rahul, a young man returning from his studies in the city, viewed these stories as relics of a paranoid past. To him, the haunted road was a target for ridicule rather than a source of fear. At 11:30 on a dark night, after a gathering with friends, he decided to put his logic to the test. He ignored the warnings of his peers and took the road because it was the fastest way home. The air temperature dropped as soon as he entered the tree line. Thick, rolling fog began to rise from the dirt, swallowing the beam of his flashlight and silencing the usual sounds of the night. Rahul's overconfidence was meeting the reality of a forgotten tragedy, and he was walking into it completely blind. The silence was broken by a sound that logic couldn't explain, the clear, rhythmic weeping of a woman somewhere ahead in the mist. Rahul swung his light toward the sound. Standing in the center of the path was a figure in a white sari, her face obscured by a curtain of long, dark hair. When he called out to her, the figure didn't walk away. She simply vanished, only to reappear moments later by a gnarled banyan tree further down the road. As he approached the tree, the woman stepped into his light. Her eyes were solid black, and her mouth was fixed in a wide, distorted smile that shattered Rahul's remaining skepticism. He turned to run, but the forest seemed to warp around him. Despite sprinting at full speed, he found himself passing the same trees and the same landmarks over and over, trapped in a loop. This distortion of space is a common byproduct of extreme panic, where the mind loses its ability to map a way out of a perceived threat. Exhausted, Rahul stopped running. The figure was there again, but she wasn't pursuing him. She was standing over a ruined, vine-covered well, pointing directly into the darkness below. Rahul looked over the stone edge. At the bottom of the dry well, illuminated by his failing light, sat the shape of a human skeleton. Resting among the remains was a single red glass bangle, a splash of color against the bleached bone and gray stone. A voice whispered a final plea for the truth to be told, and the weight of the night finally forced Rahul into unconsciousness. The figure had functioned as a guide, directing the only person brave enough to enter the woods toward the evidence of her own death. Villagers found Rahul unconscious the next morning. His account of the well sparked a formal police investigation, turning local legend into an active crime scene. Investigators descended into the shaft and recovered the remains, proving the story of the missing bride had a physical foundation. This diagram shows the red bangle linking present to past, confirming the bride's identity. Forensic evidence of blunt force trauma, combined with missing gold ornaments, led police to conclude bandits robbed her, using the well to hide their crime. The recovery of a single artifact brought a historical murder out of the shadows and into the legal record. Given a proper burial according to village traditions, the sightings on Shalbon Road finally ended. This flowchart illustrates paranormal preservation, how ghost stories help communities process unsolved trauma. The resulting fear keeps people away, protecting evidence from destruction. Today, Shalbon's stories have changed. The midnight weeping is replaced by a soft whisper of thanks. The most enduring legends often surround human victims who have been denied justice, waiting for someone to finally see the truth hidden in the dark.